Alright, this is going to be a very long, very, very long episode. If you notice I'm clicking on multiplayer, that is because I am playing on a server. Um, Mining out a chunk. I don't know why. Got bored one day and this is what I decided to start doing. Um, Switching to the diamond because it has fortune on it. But I'm just going to talk about anything and everything that I can think of. For as long as I am not doing anything because I am bored out of my mind. And I feel like I'm not doing anything productive, so I might as well talk about what I'm doing, which is not much. Um, so today is a Sunday, which to some people holds significance because it's, church day or whatever the case might be. For me, it's because Sundays were the days that me and her would hang out. Any day that we could, we would be together. On Sundays, sometimes it didn't happen, obviously. Sometimes it did. Most of the time it did. I made sure of that, on my end at least. But there's something about Sundays that just make me feel unproductive. And I do think it's because I spent so many with her. Say that's like 52, not more than that. It's like 60 something Sundays that I would go over to her house or she'd come over to mine. And we would just talk, hang out, watch movies, go on a date, whatever the case might be for that day, whatever we wanted to do. And it was a lot of fun. I always looked forward to Sundays. Sneezed, sorry. I always looked forward to Sundays because it was the one day that I got to see the person that really made me happy. Every Sunday was, to me, a blessing. And every time that I got to see her was important to me. And it's going to be like that for a while, I think. I'm thinking realistically, the time it's going to take me to move on is going to be 6 to 8 months. Just because of the emotions that I had for her, and honestly, to some extent, still have. Not gonna lie, because I still miss her. Like every day I wake up and I think about her. Every day, every night I think about her. Every day at work or home, whatever I'm doing, I think about her. It's not an occurrence that has stopped. Like I'm constantly thinking about her, which isn't what you're supposed to do. I'm a bad example. Don't take advice from me. But, yeah. But there's, I think it's a good thing that I feel this way, because it means that I was capable of loving somebody. Oh. And that's an important thing. It's a very human thing. I cried today about her. Sorry if you hear yelling. My family's playing D&D upstairs again. I ended up not playing with them because I just didn't. The character that I'm playing doesn't really do much. He's a servant to another person's character, so he just kind of sits around until they tell him to do something. So I just wasn't really in the mood to play as well. My thoughts weren't very good. But I cried over TikTok because, TikTok is the best thing to be on when you're upset about something. It was a video and it was like one of those wedding videos. It's like, oh, this music or this game song in the style of wedding music. And it was My Son Venus which if you don't play Minecraft or you're not familiar with the Minecraft play or the Minecraft soundtrack, it is one of the most notorious songs. I guarantee if you listen to it, you'd notice it. And without even thinking, I went to send it to her. And then I realized that I couldn't. Under no circumstance, under no way did I, even if I could, or even if I wanted to, I couldn't. There was no way to reach out to her, no way to contact her, no way to send her that. And once I realized that, because I was scrolling, I was looking for her, and it took me a solid, I'd say 5 seconds before I remembered. And I cried. I didn't know what to do. I felt completely hopeless in that moment, and I cried like a little baby. Yeah. Something that I think about a lot is how I saw her at her absolute worst. And I was still there for her. I'm not going to go into those issues because they're very personal issues of hers, and I'm not going to say anything personal about her. I have yet to say her name, and if I ever do, I will edit it out. But I was there for her at her worst time. And I loved her through it. Up until the day that she left, I was there for her. Any need that she needed. Any call. No, not any call. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't ignore her calls or didn't take her phone calls seriously. I didn't. But I was there for her when it really mattered, you know? And this isn't to bash on her at all, okay? This is mainly for me to reflect on and think about. We've hit deep slate. But no, she's a good person. She really is. And I don't want to ever come across like something else, like other way. Unless she I don't know, is I don't know. Do I think she's handling this well and handling it how it should be handled? No. But then again, I don't think there's any right way to handle it. Just a second. Alright, and we're back. Mom is ordering food and she wanted to know what I wanted. I don't remember what I was saying. But no, I don't think that she's a bad person. I think she's handling it improperly, but at the same time, I don't think that there's necessarily a right way to go about this. It is completely dependent upon each person and how they act and how they do things. And maybe in her mind, this is the right way to handle this, you know? Maybe in a lot of people's minds it is, because honestly, with the way that I handled it, which was very immaturely, I'm not going to act like it wasn't. I had a thought there, I swear. But no, I handled it very immaturely, you know? I didn't do the things that I should have. I didn't give her the space that she needed. Maybe she would have come back, had I. I doubt that, because she was talking to somebody a week later. Which I don't think is wrong, you know? I mean, it hurts. And it makes me wonder how much I actually meant to her, but that doesn't make her a bad person, you know? Maybe I'm romanticizing her, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But I don't think that it makes her an awful human being. I don't think that it makes her... I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. But I don't think that she's a bad person because of how she handles it. because everybody's going to handle things differently, and everybody's going to handle things how they think and what they need. Nobody's going to handle things, just completely out of the kindness of their heart. And if you do, you're a very good person. But everybody handles things with themselves in mind, as well as maybe, somebody else. But most of the time, people just do things based on what they need. I don't have sponges yet, so I have to go through manually and just do this to every single block. There we go. But yeah. I was asked this question the other day. Somebody asked me if I still missed her, and I said yes. Because I do, without a doubt. If I had it my way, she would still be here, or she would have come back. In some way, I would still have her. But it's not up to me, and it's not something that I can control, And that's something that I'm slowly starting to accept, is that, I don't have control over the situation at all. I don't know. My family's starting to get worried about me again. Because I was doing fine mentally, but physically I wasn't. I think I've brought this up before. I'm not 100% sure, so just in case I haven't. No, I definitely have. I've lost 40 pounds. I am down to 170, which I have not weighed since middle school. I don't have another pickaxe. I need to go back up. But I have not weighed that since middle school. And while it might not be, the worst weight to be for my height, which I am 6 foot 3 inches tall. Oh no, please do not explode. This is awful. But 170 is like just on the cusp of healthy. And it's going to become a problem if it goes any lower than 170. And that's why my family is worried about me. Is because they worry that I'm going to have to be admitted to the hospital for malnourishment or something like that. I think I'll be fine. I really do. I genuinely do believe that I will be fine. I'm starting to gain weight back. I think I just checked earlier today, and I'm pretty sure it was 173. So like I'm gaining weight slowly. I'm eating more often, so like I'm doing well, but keeping myself accountable and trying to continue to eat is definitely difficult. Because I don't really want to. Sometimes I feel like I will throw up if I eat. Sometimes I feel fine. Like yesterday, I felt fine. I felt fine all day. I was able to eat pretty much anything that I wanted, and I was fine. But most days I'm not like that. Like yesterday, I said this on my last video, that I got Sonic with a friend and we just talked for a while, and that was really nice. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and that's probably the biggest meal that I've eaten in a couple weeks. Because I ate all of my food. I ate my triple smash burger and my tater tots, which are so good. But no, like I'm eating. I'm bettering myself. I still think. I think I'm not progressing as fast as I would like to. I will say that. But I still think that I'm progressing, Like I'm not just sitting around doing nothing. I am improving, and I know I'm playing Minecraft right now, and this is probably gonna be like an hour and a half long, but today's like really the only day, and the reason that like I didn't upload there for like a week because I fooled the internet. No, I'm sorry. Oh, that video was hilarious. I fooled the internet by disappearing for a week. I am so cool. Anyway, um, but no, I didn't post anything because I was busy. You know, like I had shit to do. And it's fine. Like I should have shit to do because that's how you know go get somewhere in life is by doing things. But yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with how I'm handling things. I don't think that I'm handling it well necessarily. Nope, that's the wrong chest. I don't think that I'm handling it well necessarily, but I don't think I'm handling it the worst that I could. I could definitely be handling this a lot worse. Overall, I don't think I'm necessarily happier as much as I've found ways to... Oh my god, what is going on upstairs? I'm not very, like, happy, I would say, but I've found ways to keep myself, at least, occupied. And it's not like the occupied where I'm not, like, doing anything. And I'm just, like, you know, scrolling on TikTok on my phone for hours upon hours. Like, I do stuff. I go out, I work, I hang out with friends, I'm productive with school. Even though I will say school has been a struggle recently. Because it's starting to get to the point where, like, you know, hey, remember how this is like a college level course? Yeah, it's starting to show that. And that is definitely starting to become hard. You know, there's this really cool way to get up here. Okay, never mind. You can't get up there anymore. But no. I'm keeping busy. I forgot that's what I needed to go in there for. I need to put the lapis away. I think it's weird. So this is something I just now realized. If I'm walking, if I'm recording, I'm always walking. I never sprint in the game. I only walk. But as soon as the camera goes off, I am like hauling ass everywhere I need to be. But yeah. I don't know. I don't really know why I'm doing this. I think I started it as like just to be funny, and then I started getting ores and stuff from it, which are helpful. And I was like, yeah. And I got the Fortune 3 pickaxe, and I was like, yeah, mining this is pretty useful. I think it's up here is 112, and I think I'm on layer. I don't know what layer I'm on, if I'm being completely honest with you. There's so much movement going on upstairs, and I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's because they're getting ready to go get food, but I don't know. I forgot to block this off. Hope that never comes to bite me in the ass. I dug like 50 layers at one point. But we are now down to Y8. So yeah, we've dug a lot. We've dug over 100 layers so far. We're trying to get it finished before one of my buddies get back from Tennessee. He's on like a little family trip. I don't know if that's gonna happen because this is a lot to do, and I don't know what the world goes down to. I'm a server administrator, so like in reality, I could just turn on world edit and then go into creative and do it, but that's stupid, so I'm not gonna do that. Also, a lot of the materials here are kind of nice to have a surplus of. I'm thinking about making a video. Obviously, I'm not, better. I'm not over it. But I have found ways to cope that have helped me. And I want to know if, that's something that everybody would be interested to hear about, like ways to help navigate it. And if that's something that you guys want to hear, let me know and I'll make a 10, 15-minute video on just like things that I have been doing or do that help me through the breakup. Because I want to be as transparent as possible. There is this, I don't know. There's just something that I enjoy about trying to help people, even if it's in such a minuscule way, and even if I don't really have much expertise in it. Like this is my first time that I've ever been this hurt over a breakup ever. Like, I've definitely been more hysterical in other breakups or other, relationships. But that's because I didn't know how to handle it. And now I know how to handle that kind of hurt a little bit better. So I can kind of, I can mitigate how hysterical I get throughout it. And I mean, for the first like month, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was every night I would cry. And now it's not. I have fun, I go out with friends, I do stuff, I go to work, I talk to my friends there because I work with a lot of my friends. So we talk, we have a great time, and I laugh, I'm smiling, like I'm having a good time, I'm happy. So like it's not like I'm depressed as much as I was, because I mean, I'm still definitely struggling, but it's not half as bad. I think it's something that a lot of people that's a mistake that a lot of people make, is to try to push people away when they're upset. Pulling people in is 10 times better for you, at least in my experience. I've always felt more comforted when I am with a group of people than I have when I am alone. And I think that that's a good thing. Because not only am I distracting myself with, fun stuff, but, sometimes me and my friends will, we'll talk about the breakup or something, and they'll give me some of the wisest advice I've ever heard. Like, two of my friends are by far the wisest people that I know. Like, it's impressive because they're not much older than me. One of them's not much older than me, and then the other one's not much younger than me. And they just have this viewpoint on life, and it just has helped me a lot. Both of them. One of them, I will say, is a little bit more faith-based, but I still like to hear it because I think that the Bible and, the Torah or whatever scripture you read, whatever scripture is given, I think they have good lessons in them, I think that some of the things that they say have a lot of value to them. And that's why I've never really minded listening to people talk about religion. But like, I distract myself with people around me, and then that distraction quickly turns into counseling. Wow, counselation. Counsel. That's the word. Wow. But it helps, like having a group of friends that you can just talk to about things and will talk to you about it however long you need to. Like I've talked about her probably 100 times to these friends. And sometimes they're just like, oh yeah, it is what it is. You just gotta move on. Sometimes they really are just like, yeah, here's what you can do to help that, They don't just rub it off or brush it off their shoulder, and they're just like, yeah, sucks to suck, I guess, not my problem. They give me advice, and if I was really upset, if and they can tell when I'm really upset about something, and they will actually try to comfort me throughout it. They'll try to make me feel better. And most of the time they succeed. Like, they're very good friends. And I don't think I could be luckier. Another thing, since I'm on the topic of friends, I want to share something that one of my friends told me when I was really upset. And I'm sure that everybody has heard this saying before. How lucky am I? And I didn't get it when he first did it because I was, crying, and he was talking to me about it. He was just talking to me, and I was just not really listening. But looking back on it, it was probably the best piece of advice I've ever received. He said, "How lucky are you?" It wasn't even advice necessarily. It was just a perspective change. He said, "How lucky are you?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was just like, "How lucky are you to have been able to feel that kind of love?" He said, "Some people will go their entire lives being hated, being ridiculed, being ignored. You got to feel something real. You got to feel love. And you got to feel what it felt like to have somebody love you, and then you love them back." And he was just like, "Some people don't ever get to have that. Some people never get to experience that, but you did." He said, "You were lucky enough to feel that kind of love for another person. And that in itself is a beautiful thing." And I was like, at first I was like, "Yeah, whatever. Sure. Thanks, dude. Really helps me. Thank you for reminding me that she's gone." But then I kept thinking about it, and it was something that rang in my head for a while, and I was thinking about it. And I was like, he is absolutely right, like I'm very lucky to be able to love somebody like that. Some people are, born with disabilities or things that make them not as physically attractive. And this is not to bash on people with disabilities. I do not want to try that. But some people are seen as freaks and never get the chance to love somebody. How lucky am I to be able to talk to people and have the social skills and not be, in my room all the time, never trying to make any genuine connections with people. I don't know why my mother is screaming, but she is. But no, it's a really nice thought that I have the things that I need to make genuine connections. I have a support system. I have social intelligence and awareness. Like, how lucky am I to have those things, And again, to anybody who doesn't feel like they have social skills, or feel like they have not developed the social skills needed to make connections like that, this is not me trying to bash on you. I'm just very lucky to be able to do that. And the beautiful thing about it is, how lucky are you to be able to learn? If you don't, I'm relearning how to talk to people, because I'm in social situations where I'm with my friends, I'm fine. But as soon as I'm by myself and I have to talk to somebody, I'm, a blank sheet of paper. I'm boring as hell. I'm dry with conversation. I just don't engage in it at all, really. But how lucky am I to get to learn that, to want to learn that, to be in a community or an area where I get to learn and talk to people who are amazing, truly. And that's a great thing. I rambled about that for a long time. I'm very sorry. But I think it's an important thing to point out. Life does get better. Even if it's not, fully healed. Right now, I feel I'm not happy by any means, I'm not oh yeah, I'm having the best day of my life. No, but I'm content, you know? Like, I'm not overjoyed. I'm not having a grand old time, but I'm not, you know, crying. I'm not, you know, not moving. I'm not super depressed. I think that I still have issues that I need to sort out mentally, but I don't think that it's impossible. Ooh, hello. But I don't think it's impossible. I think it is very possible for me to sort them out. And I think that once I do, I will be a better person for it. That I will be able to really look at myself and say, you are now the best person that you can be. And I look forward to that. I look forward to being able to look myself in the mirror and say, this is who you are meant to be. Because right now I'm not. Because I'm not who I'm meant to be yet. You know, I'm still figuring things out. But I really am excited for the day that I can look myself in the mirror and say, this is who I was meant to be. I want to be a friend. I want to be a son. I want to be a brother. I want to be somebody, someone. But I need to learn to be myself first. I need to learn what myself is. Because right now I don't. My whole personality stemmed off of her, you know? Like, every thought that I had was in relation to her in some way. Every action that I took was in relation to her in some way. You know, like I didn't have an original thought. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with that, it's still not how you should want to live, you know? Your whole personality shouldn't be based around another person. And if it is, try looking for what you really enjoy, you know, instead of just living off of somebody else. Because her dreams became my dreams. And while that's a beautiful thing, it really is, I don't think those dreams were really mine. I think I wanted them to be because I loved her. And I wanted to be with her. So I think that I adopted them. And some of those dreams are still mine. I still want to have a life with somebody. I still want to get married, have kids one day, which I didn't want before. So she definitely taught me something about myself that I didn't know, which is that I did want a life with someone. But I still think that a lot of the things that we talked about and that we both quote unquote wanted were more what she wanted. And I'm not saying that like she, you know, we were doing things that like she would press on me and then we only ever did her things. No, I'm talking about the future, like what I want out of life, you know? I adopted what she wanted as opposed to looking at what I actually wanted for me. But I'm starting to figure out who I am. I want to love everybody. I want everybody to have me as a support system. I want everybody to be able to rely on me when they're struggling, you know, and just be like, yeah, I need somebody to talk to and I can just be there for them. You know, it's something that I really want to do for somebody and for anybody that I can. And if anybody does have anything that they're worried about or anything that they're stressed about or anything they want to talk about to me, or you just need somebody to vent to and you want somebody who's completely unbiased and, you know, doesn't know you at all or the situation at all, only knows what you tell them, reach out to me, all right? You can just leave a comment and I'll respond to it. Sorry, my sister just ran downstairs. But no, if you need something, reach out, leave a comment or something, you know, and I'll respond to it. And if you're not comfortable doing it through comment, I'll start leaving my Discord in description. All right. I'll start leaving my Discord in the description so that if anybody needs somebody to talk to, I'll be here for you. And I'll just listen. You can just send me it, and you can be like, hey, please don't respond to this. I just want to get it off my chest. And just send it, and I'll read it. If you want my response, I'll respond. Like, it's up to you. I'm not saying you have to. But I don't want people to be alone. Especially if they're going through the same kind of thing that I am. Because it hurts, and it's hard. It's very difficult. And that's fine. Dealing with something doesn't have to be alone, though. Like, you don't have to just suffer through it by yourself. There's hundreds of people out there who would love to help you. Be it family, be it friends, be it Timmy down the road, you know? Like, it's... There's so many people. And there really is just a lot of good in the world. And there's a lot of bad, too. I'm not going to act like there's not. But there's so much good in the world, alright? And all you got to do is look in the right places. And you will find something to love. You will find something that will make you feel better. Maybe not okay, but better. And then eventually that better turns into okay. And that's a good thing. You know? Because you shouldn't just be okay immediately. You should have time to process it. You should really process what happens, or what has happened. You know? I think it's a very important step. Hello. Interesting. But it's a very important step. Because it teaches you a lesson. And if you just move on immediately and you're just okay immediately, then you didn't learn a lesson. Nothing was important. Whatever substantial moment in your life that you've had is now nothing. And maybe that's harsh, but it's true. If you just ignore everything and all the signs and all the everything, then you're not growing as a person. And that should be everyone's goal in life, even if it's not their main goal. Your goal in life should be to become a better person, you know? Like, I'm not saying, like, you know, be rich and give $1 million to 1,000 homeless people or cure cancer, but little things like holding the door for somebody or telling somebody, I hope you have a good day today. Just telling somebody, I love you, I hope you're safe. Something simple as that, you know? I think that's the best kind of good person. Is not somebody who does extravagant things or crazy stunts or anything like that, but it's the people who just do good on small scale. Because those are the things that people don't think matter, but they're doing them anyway because they do, if that makes sense. I've started to believe that everything happens for a reason. Like, I've really started to believe it. I told myself that I did, but I really am starting to believe it now. Like, I actually believe it. And I think it has to do with the fact that I'm starting to genuinely learn a lesson from the breakup. And that lesson is that I shouldn't just take things for granted. Like I took her for granted. And I'm never going to let myself do that again. I'm sure there will be times that I will, but I'll never let it happen to this extent again. I'll be better for whoever. You know, be it her, be it Sydney, who I haven't met yet. I don't know. I will be better for whoever I am with. And I think that this needed to happen for me to realize that and to grow as a person and to actually change and not just tell myself that I'm changing, when in reality, all I'm doing is, you know, waiting until I'm okay and then doing the same thing. Alright, well, hey, my food is here, so I'm gonna pause, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, that was really good. Got a sub, and it was a hoagie sub. Steak, mushrooms, what else? Cheese, think mayonnaise. I don't know what's all on it, if I'm being completely honest, but it's really good. Whenever I'm doing these videos, it makes me think a lot after. And I was thinking about this while I was eating. I think about her like a lot after while I'm making these videos, and then a little bit after. If everybody could be quiet in my house for like more than 5 minutes, that'd be pretty cool. I'm sure you just heard somebody scream no at the dog upstairs. But something that I'm starting to think more and more about as it gets colder is she used to do this thing, you know, whenever she got cold. She would either tense her shoulders together and like squeeze her body together, or she would just grab her arms and, you know, rub them, and she'd look at me and she would squint and she'd chatter her teeth whenever she was cold. It was never to like, you know, think, it was never to like, you know, hey, get me a blanket or anything like that, or like, hey, hold me. No, it was just like, hey, I'm cold. Like, it was just a statement thing. Sometimes it's because she wanted to be held, or because she wanted me to like rub her arms to make her feel warmer, or to grab her a blanket, but most of the time it was just to be like, hey, I'm cold. And as it's starting to get closer to winter again, I am really starting to miss that. I'm starting to miss the little things, because the little things are what I really enjoyed about her. I miss laying in bed and looking at her, and then giving her a kiss on the nose and saying I love you, and then her saying it back. But that's what I miss right now. Those are the things that I've kind of started to miss. Not just her hanging out with me, or, you know, her talking to me. I'm really starting to miss those little things. Or the way that she would fake laugh and then hit my shoulder whenever she thought something that I did was stupid, or anything that I said was stupid. And I don't mean that like, you know, she did it all the time. It was like whenever I did something that was obviously stupid. I miss her voice a lot. This is stupid. This is a mistake. I wouldn't do this. I have a voicemail of hers saved on my phone that I listen to sometimes. I haven't listened to it for probably close to a month now, but there for the first month, oh, it was every night. Because she said, hey honey, I'm just calling you to let you know that I'm going to bed. Good night. Take a random guess as to why I didn't pick up the phone and I can have that voicemail. It's because I was too preoccupied with video games. And I know it seems kind of counterintuitive to complain about that while I'm playing a video game, but it's much more moderated now. Like, I'm not like waiting to get home and play. Like, that's not what I do anymore. Honestly, sometimes some nights it's really, really hard for me to get on. So I just don't. People have been asking me for, you know, upwards of 2 months now to play games with them, and I've only just recently started doing it within the last 2 weeks. I played Minecraft with them on this server, which no one's on. because they're all at work or doing something else. Oh, Sundays suck. At least now they do. Everyone's busy on Sundays, which is weird to me. I guess it's probably because not many of my friends are religious, so they don't do anything. They don't have church or anything on Sundays, so they just, you know, do stuff. But I don't have anybody to do anything with. And yeah, I could do something by myself. You know, I could go out by myself, walk around a mall or some shit. I don't want to do that. Not by myself. I'm a very social person. I need to do stuff with other people. That's why times like this is so hard, because I just, like, what am I supposed to do? Like right now I'm literally digging out a chunk in Minecraft. Like, I'm not doing anything substantial with my time, but it's better than feeling completely empty. I switch a lot. I realize that as I'm talking. Like, I will go from, you know, oh, I'm doing great to, it's just the worst. Just don't do anything. But to be fair, that's honestly the truth of it. Half the time, I don't know what I'm doing. Half the time, I'm not doing anything, and then half the time, I am. It is not linear. It is not linear. There is not a set path to feeling better about something. Like my dad, 3 months. No. Yeah, 3 months, I would say. It's about as long as it took for me to get over my dad dying. And I was genuinely more, not more upset, I wouldn't say. But I handled that a lot better than I handled this, you know? Like, I cried a lot less. I didn't know what to do, but I did it. It's my first time ever going through something like that. But I did it. Probably partially because of my ex's help. She helped me through it a lot. But still, I was able to get through it. I can get through this. Because life is gonna take time. Healing is gonna take time. Being okay. Acting normal. It's all gonna take time. There's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't. I think people want there to be something wrong with that, and that's so weird to me. You know, like, people want there to be something wrong with it taking a long time to heal or to be okay with something, but, like, why? Why does it matter? You know, like, why does it matter how long it takes for me to move on? Why does it matter how long it takes her to move on? Like, it really doesn't. Everybody handles things differently. Which is why I've kind of gotten to be less and less angry with her. To the point where now I just miss her. I'm not angry at all. Because before it was, I, you know, was very angry with her, and I missed her at the same time. But, like, now it's just like, I just miss her. I'm not angry at her. I'm angry at this new guy that she's talking to. I'm not angry about any of it, you know? I'm just hurt. But I'm not angry about it. I care that she moved on at all. Which is such a selfish thing to say, but it's the truth. I'm upset that she moved on at all. I'm not upset that she moved on so quickly. I'm just upset that she moved on at all. Like I said, very selfish. Not a good thing. But it's the truth. Because I can't move on. Or at least not yet. It's not that I can't. I'm not ready to yet. We're not there yet. I can. It's just going to take time. And that's okay. It's time for my random insert where I ask for your favorite something. So I'm going to go with your favorite animal. What is your favorite animal? Mine is a seal. Harp seal specifically, baby harp seal. That is my favorite animal. Baby harp seal, 100%. Second, or first, and then second favorite animal is probably a bat. I love bats, specifically because of Noivern from Pokemon. Pokemon is a big thing that gave me a lot of my favorite animals. I'm not gonna lie, bats specifically. Because Noivern is my goat. All right, I love Noivern so much. It is a problem. See? Okay. And I want to take this opportunity. This is a perfect opportunity. So I was just talking about Noivern from Pokemon, right? And it was reminded me of a conversation about me and her had about her buying me a Noivern hoodie. And I remember us talking about it and it being hard for her to find one, and she couldn't find one, so she just gave up on it. Those kind of thoughts, the thoughts of you with somebody else, or the thoughts of that time when you were happy, it's not a bad thing to think. It's not a bad thing to feel. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with thinking about it. But what you need to understand, and what you really need to think about, is that that is no longer where you are. Like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, oh man, you know, that's not a thing anymore. That's not something that I'm ever gonna get to experience again. We were so happy when this happened, when we were talking about this. That's fine. Like, it's fine to think about that kind of stuff. That's a part of healing, because you're feeling the emotions and you're going through everything that you need to process, and that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Anybody who says that there is something wrong with that is stupid. If that's what you need to heal, then do it, you know? Sorry, that was such an odd side tangent, but I thought about it, and it was a perfect opportunity to explain it. But yeah, my favorite animal is a seal. It is starting to get colder, which means peak season is going to happen at work. I work at a trampoline park. I don't know if I've ever said that before. I think I have. And winters are peak season because, you know, they can't exactly go outside and not drag a bunch of mud and stuff into the house. So everybody comes to altitude where it's, you know, indoors, heated. Not awful to watch your kids during. I think I just name dropped my place of work. I don't know. Nobody watches these videos anyway. But which one? I'm not going to say the name again just in case I didn't say it. But which one do I work at? Because there are thousands in the world. Probably not thousands. There's probably like a couple hundred, realistically. In the United States, I know there's like 500. Something like that. But you know, something that I've been hearing a lot about is the T-app, which is such a weird concept to me. I mean, it makes sense. I understand the premise behind it. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Because on one hand, if somebody's like a date rapist or something like that, you know, you should know about that. Like, that's a good thing. But then there's people who are putting stuff on that app that's like, yeah, I didn't like the flowers he got me. And this is not stemming from a place of, you know, personal experience. To my knowledge, I have not been posted on the T-app. One of my girlfriends actually looked at that for me, and she was like, yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that she didn't like post anything bad. And I was just like, I mean, if she did, it's fine. She was like, no, it's not. But anyway, but no, like, I'm not on the T-app at all. I haven't posted anything on the T-app, which I don't know if you can do that. I'm pretty sure it's just for women, now that I'm thinking about it. But no, like, if somebody is a danger or a threat, people should know about that. But stuff that's like petty, like, oh yeah, he didn't drive a nice enough car, you know? No. Yeah, he's just poor. Like, what's the point behind that, you know? Like, what's that helping at all? Again, I guess it helps filter out the gold diggers, but at that point, those people are worth seeing anyway, you know? Um, Another thing that I've seen is stuff that people are just like, oh yeah, this guy's ugly. What? Okay. That's insane to me. That is just such a normalized thing now. Going on and reviewing people like they're a restaurant. Like I said, understand the premise behind it. I understand why it could be useful. I do not think it is useful. I don't think it is helping anything. But that's just me. I think there's, no, it is just women, isn't it? Yeah, it is just a women app. There's a guy version too, though. I know that. That's for reviewing women. Which is also crazy because I've seen some of the stuff on there. Because I've been shown it before. And some of the men are rating women like, yeah, she's just flat. She's just built like a 2x4. And I'm just like, that's crazy to me. Like, that is wild. Like, this is supposed to be like, oh, yeah, they're really pushy when it comes to doing anything sexual. You know? Like, that's the kind of stuff that I was expecting. And then I saw it. And then I was surprised as to why I didn't expect, you know, all of this other shit to be said. Because in reality, that's what everybody's going to use social media for, is to bash on people because, you know, they feel bad about themselves. But it's so weird. It's so weird. Just like talk to people. Tell them you have a problem with them. I don't know. Do your research on somebody before. And like, we have Google now. Do research on them. See if there's like warrants out for their arrest or something. I don't know. You don't have to rate them. It's so weird to me. And maybe I don't understand it. Maybe it does provide some people comfort. And if it does provide you comfort, then good. I'm glad. I just don't understand it. I understand the premise, like I said, but I don't know. It's just weird. You can also do green flags, though, which is something that I do find intriguing, is that you can put a green flag of somebody, like, oh, they're respectful. Oh, they got me nice flowers. Oh, they have money. I don't know. But you can give green flags, too, which I think is a good thing, because in all honesty, the nice reviews are going to be more honest than the bad ones. And the ones that you read, you can tell if it's like, you know, fake, or it's just like, oh, he's hot. Okay, cool. Or, oh, she's hot. Okay, cool. Well, there's all these reviews talking about how she's a terrible person, like personality wise. Okay, then that's probably, the green flag probably doesn't matter. But if somebody's like, oh yeah, this guy, he just like, he was so dry over text, and on our date, he just didn't say anything, you know. But then you look at the good reviews, and one of the green flags is, oh, very respectful, very kind, very loving. And the thing is that those are what you should probably look for more than the negatives, unless they have like a serious red flag. Because the honest reviews, the green flags, are coming from people who have been with them in the past. Like, those are people who are no longer with them, but still have good things to say about them. And I think that that's important. I think that's a very important thing to understand, is that the green flags are worth like 2 of a red flag, if it's a genuine green flag, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm also not a professional. I also don't know if I'm even have the right idea of what the app is. I have no idea. But who knows? I wonder if she put me on it since my friend checked. Because that was like a month ago. She definitely could have. I could see it. Which, to be fair, it's kind of deserved. I could have seen some other people also putting me having red flags who aren't exactly green flags themselves. Now I'm curious. See, this is how they get you. They make you curious. You know? Like, I don't want to download the app to, like, review anybody. I want to know, like, what am I rated, you know? It's so weird. It's so weird. Life is weird, though. I mean, look at me. I'm an 18-year-old college student who is sitting in his room talking about a girl in a hole that is like 100 blocks deep. I like Deep Slate, and I'm using it more for the build that I'm doing, so I think I'm just going to grab the Deep Slate. I've only been on the server for a couple days, and I have a lot of Deep Slate, because I did the same thing, just not a full chunk. It was like from like here to here to here. It was like a very small portion, but I mined it for probably like 20 layers. So I have a ton of Deep Slate, but I still use it more than I use actual cobblestone, and we are good on cobblestone, and we have a cobblestone generator, and that double chest from the generator is about full at this point, so, but no. Something I didn't know, oh hey, I forgot about this. You can do this, and then you can compact it into polished Deep Slate. Oh, it doesn't actually compact it. Alright, well, never mind. I thought it compacted. I thought it was like 4 made 1, but I was wrong. And now I have polished Deep Slate, and now I can't just incinerate it. Yeah, I can. What am I talking about? It's already nighttime again. I swear, Minecraft days go by so much faster than Minecraft nights. And I'm pretty sure it's the opposite, actually. Just nighttime feels like it drags on and on and on. It's very weird. How many pickaxes have I gone through? 1, 2, I don't know how many I've gone through. How many do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 left. There has not been a lot of ore since I started recording. Like up here in this area, like right around here that there was a lot on like these like 5, 10 layers. There was a lot of iron and a lot of coal. Now there's like nothing. I'm pretty sure ores get rarer in Deep Slate. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. I've been playing guitar a lot recently. I've always played guitar, but never to the point that I am now. Like, it's genuinely like, instead of playing video games, I will play guitar. Instead of, you know, watching TV, I will play guitar. Like, it's becoming a genuine, like, outlet. Where before it was just kind of something that I do every once in a while for a class or for something. But I'm actually starting to pick it up again, like really pick it up, and I'm getting better. Like it's so nice because I've been trying to learn. It's a song called All in My Head. It's by Computer, I believe is the artist name. And I saw it in a Terraria edit, and I was like, this sounds fun as hell to play. So I learned it, and now I will like literally sit there on my floor, zoot it off my mind, just playing this riff over and over again. Except I would never do that. Oops. But no, it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. And I've started writing songs too. I haven't released a song for a while. I've released 2 songs in the last 2 months. They were very close to each other. Neither of them are very good, but I'm working on an actual album now. Like I'm taking my time with the songs. I'm really like thinking about the instrumentation that I want behind it, what kind of sound I want them to have, that kind of thing. And another thing that she would say all the time is this, that, and the other, and I almost said that, but I stopped myself because of that. Anyway, But I really am like trying to make these next songs like really good. I really want them to be good. I want them to be songs people can actually listen to. I know there's a music style out there for everybody, you know, like if I released it, I'm sure there's some guy out there or some girl out there where the type of music that I made would have been their favorite had they heard it. But I want it to be something that everybody can enjoy, you know. I will not be plugging my Spotify on here at all. Same with none of my other social media, because low-key, I don't want anybody to know anything about me. Because I don't want things getting out to people. I don't want anybody to know that I even make these videos that I know in my personal life. I don't want anybody to know anything, you know? Like, I mean, my friends know about my YouTube channel, but I haven't told them I've been posting. Like, the only person that knows that I've been posting is my aunt, and she doesn't watch YouTube, and she doesn't know the name of it. I don't know. How much progress have we made? What floor am I on? -3. We've gone down a layer. I was like... Before, at the beginning of the day, I was up there. Where that cave is, like right here. That I'm circling. Like right up where that bat is. It was like directly above that, and all the way down is what I've dug just today by myself, because I've nothing else to do. I've used so much iron, but I got a lot back up in, like I said, in like this layer, so it didn't really matter. And then with fortune, it makes it even better. But we're finally to deep slate, which is a useful building block, which is helpful. Yeah, that was already a while ago. The lava. It's gonna break soon. There we go. I'm glad that we're starting to get into a tough layer, because tough is so much easier to break through. And it takes not time at all. Hello. Dude, this is such a lucky enchantment. Fortune 2, efficiency 4. 3. No, 4. Yeah, I can read Roman numerals. It's so nice. It's such a nice enchantment. It was, I think it was 30 levels, but I had plenty, as we can tell, from mining coal and whatnot from this. I'm starting to get tired very quickly, which is weird. Because like right now it's only 4:41, but I'm exhausted, and I got a lot of sleep last night. Like I slept from probably like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, all the way to like 10:30. So like I slept an adequate amount of time, but I am exhausted already. Like I feel like I could go to sleep for the night right now. But I need to keep myself awake because sleeping that long isn't good for you. Dude, the bat redesign, I don't know if I like it or not. I mean, I do. It looks more like an actual bat. I don't know, I feel like I got used to the old school Minecraft, like, bat look. I liked it. I got used to it. I mean, now, like I said, now it looks like an actual bat. But I got used to the old bat. Old bats looked fucking weird. I wish you could tame all the animals in Minecraft. I'm sure there's a mod that lets you do that. I'd love to have a pet bat. That'd be sick. Yeah, Mojang, if you're watching this, just do a best friends update. Just make every animal in the game tameable. And rideable. I want to be able to ride my bat. I want to be able to fly it around. Does Bat AI, does a Bat's AI restrict it from flying too far up if there's blocks under it? Looks that way, I don't know though. Deep Slate is awful to mine. It looks so nice. I think it's like what, not double the time, it's like time and a half what the regular stone takes to break. It's ridiculous. I have not seen iron for a hot minute. I have 14, but still. Not looking forward to when this tough thing is over, because then it's going to go back to being a long time in between each mining thing. Ooh, something that's weird. Yes, this is my X-ray pack. No, I don't use it. I have not used that since whenever 1.21 first dropped. Video settings, shaders. Shaders don't work. Interestingly enough. See? Nothing happens. Like, shaders, it's technically on. It won't let me turn, even if I turn this on and up, nothing happens. Nothing changes. I don't know why. Maybe because it's not the right version. Actually, it's probably why it is. But no, like nothing, it was weird. Shaders just don't work. Unless they do. Hold on. No, I don't want to do that until I fix the quality of my videos, because then that's going to look really bad. I don't know why it's so blurry. Like, keep upping the bitrate for what the recording is, but it just keeps looking somehow worse as the higher I make it. And I've watched a ton of videos on it, and I just can't figure it out. I don't know what the problem is. If anybody knows, please tell me, because I want to be able to record at 1080p quality, and not 700, not 720, just 700. That'd be great. If I could just like not record at that anymore and record at 1080p, because that's what my settings say to do. And that's how they should be working, but that's not. I have a good time talking to nothing. It helps. Helps me think. Dude, I might take a nap. One of my buddies said something that was interesting earlier today. Or not earlier today, last night. He was like, I was talking to him about how I was going to go to therapy, and he asked me, he was like, what's that really going to help? I was like, well, what do you mean? He was just like, well, he says, if you really didn't want to do something, and you knew it was wrong, he was like, did you know that acting on impulse was wrong? And I was like, well, yeah. And he was like, okay, well, what's therapy going to do for you then? And I was like, well, what are you talking about? It'll give me ways to cope with it. And he was just like, well, the thing is that you'll just stop doing it. If you really wanted to. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, like, there's ways to get around it, too. Like, the feelings that I have and emotions that I have would help me. You know, I need ways to cope with that. And he was like, what? He says, well, yeah. He said, but if you just start living to enjoy life, he said, you'll get there. I mean, I'm still going to do therapy, but, like, I found it interesting what he said, you know? Like, if I really wanted to stop, I'd stop. I'd stop acting on impulse if I really knew that it was wrong. And he's absolutely right, you know? Like, what I do, I know what I do. I choose what I do. The only person that changes what I do is me. And if I really didn't want to do it anymore, I just wouldn't. It's a very interesting conversation. It was really nice. I don't know if this is not going to be an everyday occurrence. I will not always be playing on the server. But I felt today was going to be a very long episode, and I'd get bored in the other world, in our world, and I would stop talking. So, yeah, that's why we're playing on this one. This is not going to be a regular thing. Maybe every once in a while you'll see an appearance. It'll make an appearance, but like the solo survival single player world will be the main world always. I still don't really know what I want to do with that yet. Like I had an idea, but then I didn't like that idea anymore. And then I didn't like the idea again. And I liked it again. I don't know. And I don't want to build it because once I build it, it's going to be a pain in the ass to take down. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I meant to finish the roof on the other world too, but I just didn't. I still really like the look of everything though on that other world. I think it looks very nice. I think I'm going to finish Slayer. And then I'm going to take a nap. I'm being completely honest. I've been talking for a while, you know. And I'll throw this on to upload tonight before I go to bed. And we'll see how it does. See if anybody else is going through the same thing. I don't really care about views, if I'm being completely honest with you. There's something that's been being said a lot more recently for like people who are trying to make content. And for me, it's just less content than it is a way for me to talk to myself without sounding insane. But what people talk about, content creators that are talking to smaller content creators about, you know, making content is, yeah, you don't have to worry about the views. Think about 34 people watching you, or 38 people watching you, or 100 people watching you. Like, that's a lot of people. And that's true. You know, like, me getting 13 views on one of my videos still means that 13 people listened to the video. They listened to me talk. They watched it. That's, I don't think I could stand in a room and have 13 people watch me. Dude, this is trippy to look at. I can't tell if I'm going down or up. I mean, I can because I know which way I'm going, but still. So weird. I love Minecraft optical illusions. Some people have made some really weird ones. Like, I remember there was a map for them when I was in, like, I don't know, early middle school, late elementary school. And it was literally just, like, a bunch of optical illusions that Minecraft players would make. And I remember watching those videos, and then one of them was, like, a dropper map or something like that. Dude, that was peak. That was peak life. Absolutely peak life. Well, that is all the time I'm going to spend on this today. This is not all I have to say, but it's all the time I'm gonna spend on it. Oh, that's the wrong chest. Oop, that's the wrong chest. Oop, there we go. Alrighty. Well, as always, love you guys. Deuces.